Hello! Today we're going to build rock, paper, scissors, lizard Spock, the one from the Big Bang Theory.
Expansion started, wait, the earth began to cool, the autotrophs began to drool, Neanderthals developed tools, we built a wall. We built the pyramids, math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with a Big Bang.
Technically, this could also work as normal rock, paper, scissors game, or honestly any kind of game where the user plays against a computer that picks something randomly. Now, I don't even know if I would call this a proper tutorial. If you see my channel, you know I just enjoy programming. My videos are usually more about relaxing and focusing while I code. But this time, I decided to record my screen because during the research phase I usually do before coding, I couldn't find a single video explaining how to build this exact game. And actually, it's really easy. So here we are. And if you don't know how the game works, I will let Sheldon explain it.
Very simple. Scissors cuts paper, paper covers rock. Rock crushes lizard, lizard poisons Spock. Spock smashes scissors, scissors decapitates lizard, lizard eats paper, paper disproves Spock, Spock vaporizes rock, and as it always has, rock crushes scissors.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Alright, let's not overcomplicate things just yet. Let's start from the beginning. So first, open whatever editor you like. I'm using Python, but honestly, this is simple enough that it doesn't really matter. We start like always, create a file and define a function. I didn't want to overcomplicate things, so I didn't even create like a main function. I just made a function called play, which we will later print. This function returns a text. That's why we print it, and that's important. If you were like more advanced programmer, sure, you could return numbers like 0, 1, 2, whatever. But for this, returning text works perfectly. Next step, we can now start coding. First, we store the user's choice and generate a random choice for the computer. If both are the same, it's a tie. If not, either the player wins or it loses. To check that, we create another function that compares both values and determines the winner. You could go very deep here, but it was late, I was tired, so we're keeping it simple. Just a bunch of if statements, or in this case, one if with a lot of ors and ands. Basically, we list all the cases where the player wins, and then we return true. Otherwise, the function returns false. At this point, we already see the skeleton of our game. If the player wins, print you won. If not, you lose. And you might notice there is no else. That's because once Python hits the return, the function stops. So if it reaches you lost, it means it never reached you won, which means you lost. Up until now, this could literally be any game. So let's define our options. Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. Rock, we use an R. Paper, we use a P. Scissors, we use an S. L for lizard and SP for Spock. We explain them to the user. And yes, I'm not validating the input. If you want to be a pro programmer, you can add that. I just assume the user, which is basically me, would follow the instructions. For the computer, we just include the same options in the random choice. No need to explain anything to it. It always behaves, for now.
Greetings, friends.
Now comes the fun part, defining all winning cases. We start with the classic rock, paper, scissors. Easy. Rock beats scissors, scissors beats paper, and paper beats rocks. If you want a normal game, you can literally stop here. But if, like me, you want to make it more interesting, get ready, because adding 2 more options makes things messy. I will speed this part up, because trust me, it hurts a bit.
Scissors cuts paper, paper covers rock. Rock crushes lizard, lizard poisons Spock. Spock smashes scissors, scissors decapitates lizard, lizard eats paper, paper disproves Spock. Spock vaporizes rock, and as it always has, rock crushes scissors. Eats paper, paper disproves Spock. Scissors cuts paper, paper covers rock. Rock crushes lizard, lizard poisons Spock. Spock smashes scissors, scissors decapitates lizard, lizard eats paper, paper disproves Spock. Spock vaporizes rock, and as it always has, rock crushes scissors. Spock vaporizes rock, and as it always has, rock crushes scissors.
Alright, with everything in place and printing the results, this should work. It doesn't. Of course it doesn't. Okay, let's fix a couple bugs real quick and continue. First test. And it works, but let's improve it. It would be way cooler if, when you choose something, the game actually draws your choice, and the computers too, before telling you who won. So we create another function, a couple more ifs, and some ASCII drawings I definitely didn't just improvise on the spot. Yes, I didn't validate user input, but I did care about the artistic side of my code. Now, when the user picks something, we draw it. Same for the computer. Let's run it again. Boom! Drawings. Finally, let's make this a bit more complete. Instead of just one round, we will allow multiple rounds. This means modifying the play function. And yes, doing it at the end makes no sense. But in reality, I just thought of it at the end of the project. We wrap everything in a loop that runs as many rounds as the user wants. We also replaced most of returns with prints, except the final result of the whole game. Okay, let's test again, fix some more bugs. And yeah, I know you're seeing that one that I did not see, but don't worry, I will fix it later. Comment below if you see the one that I'm talking about. Now for the final test. I know there's no AI behind these decisions, but someone please calculate the probability of losing every single game against a random machine. Because it happened a lot. Let's just say it took a few tries before I finally beat it. Yeah, that's the bug. It's a type bug. And that's it. That's how you build rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock in Python. And honestly, that's pretty much how you build any game where a user plays against a random system. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want me to code any other useless but fun projects like this, I'm in. Although maybe one day I should build something actually useful. We'll see. See you!